So, you make a horror film about killer rabbits. Who knew you could make rabbits scary? You can't. It's not, you can't. Hi guys, it's Amanda here, your Cutie of Carnage, here on another episode of Channel Sundown. Today is actually a fun day because it's Easter. Yes, it is Easter, guys. So happy Easter for everybody. And we are going to be talking about an interesting horror film today, indeed. What better to talk about on Easter than killer bunnies? Yes, we are going to be talking about 1973, The Night of the Lepus. Killer rabbits, indeed. Haha, they're just everywhere. The film is directed by William F. Claxton and is starring Stuart Whitman, Janet Leigh, of course, from Psycho fame, Macaulay Culkin, who you guys know is a classic actor, and he is actually the older guy in Motel Hell. If anybody's seen Motel Hell like I have, love that movie. And interesting enough, this film is actually based on a book called The Year of the Angry Rabbit. Yeah, true story. This film is based on a book. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this movie and let you guys know. This film is very interesting. It's about killer rabbits. Yeah. So basically, starting out the film, it kind of starts in like a newsstand where this guy's like telling the story and talking about this overabundance, population of rabbits. Okay, and they're just taking over. And actually, if I look at my notes, like the film, like it goes in and they refer to it as the Rabbit War. Can this expansion be contained? And they go this overabundance of just explaining that rabbits have gone crazy and they're just roaming the whole area. Well, there's this man, this farmer, and I can't really recall the man's name right now because you don't really know a lot of these characters going into the film, honestly. They kind of like are there, but then they disappear, so we'll get into that later. But there's this farmer, so he's like, I have to, control this over rabbit population. It's messing up my farm. And so they get a hold of two scientists, and the two scientists come and they get a bunch of the rabbits and they start doing testing, and they kind of come up with this plan of basically using this chemical, this shot of kind of making them not able to really reproduce as fast. Well, the funny thing about that though is the two scientists are like together, they're married, and they have a daughter, and their daughter is very very present during a lot of this. And they go to the farm and they collect a bunch of rabbits and they're doing tests and stuff. They're kind of having their daughter there, and the daughter's kind of like, oh, I love rabbits. And they're very, like, it's poor thing. They kill a lot of rabbits in this film. People are very upset about the rabbits taking over. And, they decide to shoot one of the main test rabbits to kind of, with the chemical to kind of quit the reproductions. Well, of course, their little daughter, whose name is Amanda, by the way, Amanda, decides, oh, well, they shot up the rabbit that I like the most, so I'm going to go ahead and steal this rabbit. So she takes the rabbit and she steals it, and the rabbit gets loose. And you kind of notice that the chemical makes the rabbit grow in size. And then the other rabbits grow in size, and all of a sudden you have a shitload of giant rabbits who don't have the best intentions and apparently are very blood hungry for people and animals and things. So you got man eating rabbits, and yeah, so that's the plot right there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the pros because honestly, there's not much to say about this film on that standpoint. But I'm just gonna say this film has a lot of cheese factor. This film is highly, wonderfully cheesy. This film, you just you don't really like you. I don't know if it's intentionally supposed to be funny, but it makes me giggle. Okay, there's a scene where the daughter in the laboratory, and she is doing all this stuff with the rabbits, and the parents are kind of just sitting there looking at each other, just going ha 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 ha, laughing and like just talking with each other, and you're kind of like, do you guys not like realize that you're in the laboratory and your child is like running around and you're just like, okay, well, it's cool. And I could go on forever, but the cheese factor is wonderful in this film. So if you guys like the wonderfully awful cheesiness, then you'll like it. If you don't, stay away. Stay far, far away because there's a lot of it. Another thing I was really surprised about is how grisly this film is. Like, I didn't realize it was going to be so kind of, I wouldn't say it wasn't outright grisly. I mean, it wasn't that bloody, but there's parts that were like people were like torn apart, and I'm sorry guys, my nose keeps itching. There's parts where like a rabbit attacks a family, and they're just like, yeah, the whole family was killed, and you're just like, wait, what? They went there? Okay, well, they went there, and like there's a scene where a guy's found and he's like ripped apart. I mean, of course, you know, it's tacky effects, you know, cheesy horror film effects, but the guy's like ripped apart, and you're kind of like, okay, so they went there. They were going for the gore effect in this film, which I was really surprised because I don't know how gory rabbits can really attack, like how much damage they can really do. Honestly, if you think of a rabbit, like I don't see like a rabbit, like a Jaws effect of a rabbit, but apparently they can do some damage. And this also has another thing with the comedy. I love how they capture the rabbits. It is so damn funny. Like, you cannot, like, I don't know how they were trying to make it horror, but they were, and it came off as like a total comedic, like, just I just laughed so hard because they basically slowed down these giant rabbits, and like so they're running after they're running after animals, and they're running after people, and these people are just running, right? And these rabbits are just like jumping fast, and they're doing a slow motion, and you know that the wide shot is just a bunch of rabbits normal size in a small space. So it's like you cut to all these people running, and then you cut to a bunch of rabbits in a box with like a sofa, a little tiny like doll sofa. You know it's a fake little sofa. It's like a doll sofa and this giant rabbit. It's so, they do the cuts to the rabbits. They do shots of freeze frames of these rabbits who are supposed to come off frightening and intimidating, and instead they're just like sitting there, and they put like blood on a rabbit, and the rabbit's just like with like blood coming out, and it's so damn funny, guys. There's like a million things I can tell you that makes this movie hilarious. So yeah, those are my main pauses were gonna be just the humor. I just felt like a lot of the film was very sarcastic. I don't know if they're going for that, but the film felt very sarcastic, very funny. That being said, you know, probably wasn't trying to be. Maybe that's just something I picked up on. I'm going to go ahead and get into my negatives of the film, because although, you know, there are the obvious negatives, there's only a few negatives that, like, I really kind of am like, they could have changed that. I mean, there's a million things they could have changed, but anyways, I'm going to be nice. The noises of the rabbits really annoyed me. It was annoying. I don't know how to say, like, exactly the noise, but they were trying to be haunting, and it came out, like, gurgling and screeching, and it was just not, it was not a rabbit, so I don't know what they were trying to do. at all, but the noises were really irritating. Second thing is, honestly, the film was really funny, and it was really, you know, it really kind of like grabbed my attention because how tacky it was and how cheesy it was. But honestly, there were some parts of the film that were just too damn slow and boring. There were scenes where I was just like, okay, like, it was neither tacky nor nothing. And there was a lot of jumping in the film. There's so much jumping around the film. You know, as slow as it was, you didn't know what you were watching because you didn't know a character, really, because they didn't really establish. There was a few characters who, like, showed up and disappeared and then showed back again at the ending. You're like, wait, well, where have they been? Like, and then they all didn't get together until the end, really towards the end of the film. They all didn't really, like, come to save the day until, like, there's a lot in the film that was missed, and I felt like it was really slow. And so, yeah, that's another thing. I think they should have kept up with the whole weirdness of the film versus being like, you know, never mind, here's this. But then again, it's a film about killer rabbits, so what can you do? Not much. The last negative is going to be, without spoiling, was the ending. The ending! There was nothing. I was expecting something more eventful than what happened. You know, guys, you know, you guys are going to be like, go ahead and spoil it, man, we don't care. But no, I don't spoil movies. You guys know I don't. Let's put it this way. It has to do with the train and a railroad track. And it just wasn't, it just didn't do nothing. It was ridiculous. And it just, I was just kind of like, okay, you expected a giant, like, boom or something. Instead, it was just like, it was nothing. Okay, guys, well, that concludes my Night of the Lepus review. Honestly, it's Easter, and there's not many Easter films, horror films that I know of, and when I think of Easter horror films, I think of rabbits, and this is the only thing I could really think of. So, yeah, I just, here it is. Have you guys seen it? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm wrong? Do you guys, like, just let me know. Let me know. Comment below. Comment below and let me know what you think. And you guys, have a happy Easter. I know it's been a while since I've really filmed much, but there's a lot going on, guys. I'm in quarantine right now. Just quarantine. It's been busy. We've all been going through some stuff. And I just wish everybody would be safe. And everybody just, you know, look out for each other. Look out for your family. You guys, like I said, wash your hands. Do the right precautions. You know, do everything you have to do to keep yourself healthy and your family healthy. And you guys, like I said, I forget to say, you guys do not forget to like, if I can point out it, like these videos and subscribe to this channel. And like I said, I apologize for not really uploading many videos lately, but I have a lot going on. We all have a lot going on. We all are going through stuff right now. So just want you guys to know that thank you for the support and everything. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, happy Easter. Bye.